everybody, it's Irish Red today. How you guys doing? Hey Granny, hey Heel Shot, hey Vape Mint. Hey Cinnamon, hey Bedazzle, nice to see you here. Levels okay? Everything okay on that end? Hey Tracy! Everything okay level-wise? Awesome. Music okay? No music. Okay, give me a second. Is that better? Barely here. Okay, give me just a second. Better. Is that better? Level's okay now? Just wanna like the level. Okay, well we'll roll with that. Go!
Rain! Rain!
Go!
Get your ass over here!
Sorry, my daughter. Hi, Red Rum. Okay, I am Irish Red. I am the Ohm-pinionated Vaper. Over on my left is my sponsors, which is Tasty Juices and also E-Juice Girl. I have a giveaway of E-Juice Girl 30 ml later today. And as you can see, right next to my head is parental advisory, F-bombs, and more within. Today there's a lot to talk about, and I've got... today I'll be aptly named. First of all, anybody have any vape meals? Anybody get anything good? Hey, Sharon. But, did anybody get any vape meal? Got Devopo GX 200 meg today. That is cool. .com RDA and some juice. Sharon's having video problems. Am I lagging a bit? Oh, slow. Okay, hang on, guys. You've got to close that. I'm dropping frames.
You're gonna have to close it for right now. We'll play a game on the TV.
Oh, yay!
I'll record anyways.
Okay, is that a little bit better?
Give it a minute to close down.
I didn't realize I had dropped so many frames, guys. I apologize. Now it's good. Just wait. Okay. Okay. Glad to know that we got that going. Hi, Ed. Vape mail for me this week. I got a bottle of Drip Nation. I went on their Facebook page. Some coils from My Freedom Smokes when they were having their sale. Hey, next to a cloud. And I went on the vapetrader.com. It's like a buy-sell trade site for vaping items, and I got this. So, for 50 points, who could tell me what this is? Hey, blowing vape. So who could... Yeah, Sharon, it is a Provari. It's a Provari 2.5. And I was able to pick this up for the... I stole it price of $50 including shipping. I'll drop that link for you guys. There you guys go. I found this and I paid $50 with shipping for this. And I gotta get a tank for it, but this is I've tried it with Pro Tank, but I don't like how the Pro Tank hits on. I'm thinking I might get a Nautilus for it, or like a K-Fun or something like that. But yeah, it's really nice. And of course I've got my SVD right here. I won this on Facebook. But it came with hey Loke, welcome. But yeah, I won that. I got that. And locally, we had one of my local B&Ms, which I'm going to do like a little spotlight on them today after I go on my Irish Red rant on things that I found in the news today, if I have time. It's a vapor bank. I'm in Indiana, and they're in Evansville. There's 2 stores in Evansville, one here in my city of Terre Haute. And they had a sale on their Juicifer line, which was $6.66 a bottle all day yesterday for the launch of their new line. And I had an attack of shiny-itis. About 5 bottles. Yes, I am a poor girl. I live in Indiana with all the rules, regulations, laws, all of that came into play here, and it's horrible, but I'll work around it. I'm going to review a couple of them that I've got open so you guys can figure out the flavor profile, and I'll drop a link for them. And I also bought an Addy. I had an attack of shiny-itis today whenever I went in there to get wire that I forgot yesterday during their sale. And that was Bambino. Now, I haven't built it yet because I got home a few minutes ago. So, after I get this built, I'll be able to give you guys a good review about this next week. So you guys can find out if this is worth its weight. Pitch it, ditch it, keep it, use it, vape it and love it. We'll figure that one out. So we've covered vape mail from everybody, and as you guys can tell, this week was very, very laden with things going on in the news about vaping and stuff like that. Yeah, Bedazzle can freely drop her vape information, her stuff here. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Oh, and today's music is brought to you Rocked by the 2000s from Spotify. But the first story that happened, came across today, or earlier this week, well, it was now last week, was from Mount Baker Vapor. Due to the impending legislation and some of the current legislation in place, Mount Baker Vapor is moving their facilities from Washington State to Arizona. They're doing this as a defense stance. They will still help the vaping community in Washington State, but they're going to be manufacturing in Arizona. It's not exactly ideal, but to read the story, it actually makes sense. So, they've promised that there would be no downtime whenever they do the move. So if that's one of your go-to places to purchase juice or stuff from, just know that they're not gonna be, you know, they're gonna be okay. But with that comes this, also out of Washington State, which I found it interesting and odd considering Mount Baker Vapor was leaving Washington State. Now this story hails out of Seattle. And sorry about that. I would agree blowing, but they made the move to go to Arizona. So with that, we'll just have to see how that plays out. Now, if you live in Seattle, the Seattle Board of Park Commissioners, they're basically banning all kinds of smoking in city parks, but yet they have the stance of the new rule won't apply to vape pens and electronic cigarettes because city officials believe those products can help people quit smoking cigarettes. So pretty much, if you use your box mod in Seattle Park, you're not going to get fined or a ticket or anything like that. But if you're using an analog, you will, because Seattle thinks that these are, good devices. So, Seattle says, vape in a park. Oh, you're fine blowing. So Seattle says, vape in a park, it's okay. And, as I said before, I've got 2 sponsors. I'm going to just do a plug on them real quick. My first sponsor is Tasty Juices, and if you use the code Irish Red, you'll get 10% off your order. And I mean, he's got some really good prices, but trust me, 10% off your order, I mean, that's still a good amount if you order a large, copious amounts of juice. And he is based out of Arizona in the Tucson area, and he does this, he has the prices and makes quality juice because he doesn't want people to be gouged by prices that your brick and mortars would have. And I guess the scene out there, it's very cutthroat and very dog-eat-dog and very shoddy juice for an expensive price. So he chose to make a quality, good quality juice for not a lot of bucks. And he's a really good friend of mine. I consider him a good friend. And this is his Apple Jacks. And this is a 50 ml, and as you can see, it's about 2/3 gone. And it's a pretty good juice. It's a good Apple Jack clone. But this is Tasty Juices. And my other sponsor is E-Juice Girl, which she has some good juice. Okay, Tracy, hurry back. Is E-Juice Girl, and she is doing a massive 5K-like giveaway that's going to be about 20 or so items. And please go give Tasty Juices and E-Juice Girl's Facebook pages a like. Give them some love. All that good stuff. Let them know that, Red Irish sent you. Just let them know. And, E-Juice Girl, I mean, $5 for a 30 ml. You can't find $5 for a 30 ml anywhere. Let's see here. What else? Okay. Now, this is going to talk about stuff that we've known for many, many years, but it came across the news wire this week, and I wanted to talk to you guys about it for a few minutes. And that came from vapeaboutit.com, and there was a study that was done, and pretty much the study states that if you vaping could potentially save our Medicaid system billions a year. Using data from 2012, the research concluded potential savings of e-cig adoption and the resulting tobacco smoking cessation and harm reduction could have been up to $48 billion in 2012. This savings is 87% higher than all state cigarette tax collections and tobacco settlement collections, which is about $24.4 billion a year in that same year. So in 2012, with the research that they've done, is that pretty much we can save tobacco cessation and the insurance companies billions of dollars if they would adopt vaping and considering it as smoking cessation and harm reduction. And the only reason why they're trying to got us in the crosshairs is because data also shows that underage smoking rates to be in single digits for the first time in a generation and continuing to decline. So basically, nobody's wanting to vape, and nobody's wanting to pick up smoking. They're wanting to vape, or they're just quitting cigarettes altogether. Which I found that completely interesting in this story as well. And the healthcare savings greatly exceeds the tax revenue loss, not to mention the number of lives which could be saved. So not only does it save lives, it gives the states more revenue if they would actually adopt vaping and letting us vape and help get people off of the cigarettes and onto vaping so we can save lives. I mean, 4 days ago I celebrated 9 months analog free. So I mean, the stuff is out there. The information is out there for us to be able to prove to people we're not the bad guy. We're not trying to be these type of people like that. Has anybody heard about the stands from we're going to do the happy news, and then we're going to go to the crappy news, where I'm going to actually go off on a tirade. Here's some good news. If you guys heard about this week about the FDA's your famine's right here. I smoked about a half a pack to a full pack a day for 13 and a half years, and I can't see myself doing cigarettes again. And that is amazing news, blowing. That's some great news. But if anybody heard anything about what the video and the FDA, all that happened this week, Koga Cotton chose to not send cotton and supplies to those who choose to market their because the biggest thing that the FDA is saying is that, well, you're marketing to kids. Well, look at your flavor type. Look at your flavor names. Look at the bottles. They're appealing to kids. Koga Cotton took the stance to not send supplies to those companies that have the market that would look geared towards kids. And then this happened across over at the ECC Expo. Basically, They've declined several applications from companies that violate their policies regarding labels that primarily appeal to minors and trademark infringement, and that those ones that were declined will be redesigning their branding and reapplying for ECC 2015 once their rebranding is complete. So pretty much what it is that they're going to be rebranding. Oh, okay. Blow and vape. Hang on.
Yes, I'm getting my vape.
And there's her store. I apologize for not getting those links repaired, guys. I do apologize for that. Basically, because of what the FDA was saying this week about how the packaging was changing, was targeting kids and everything like that, a lot of companies are going through and rebranding. I know G2 Vapors also taking anything that would be appealing to kids off of their labels. And it is effective this month that they are going to be changing the labels on all of that. So hopefully this way we can be a little bit more appeasing to the FDA, but we're also showing that we're not afraid of change as long as you don't try to get us to your crosshairs for saying that we're being bad people. So pretty much, yes, it's the impression that we're giving to the public that, hey, we are okay with this. We have no problem with this. Yes, lead by example. That is correct. If we can show that we're not gonna, target the kids, we're not gonna copyright infringe. We're there to make sure that the adults that vape have the flavors that appeals to them, like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Lucky Charms, Trick Cereal, stuff like that. That they are willing to work with the government. That hey, we'll call it a different name. We'll change the packaging so it's only what adults would like. That's right. We're showing we can cooperate as long as we are allowed to do the thing we like to do. As long as you let us be us, we'll work with you about this. And that's the biggest thing. Is that we're willing to work with you, not against you. So long as you don't try and, take away what we like to do. That's the biggest thing. Apologies, guys. I'm popping open I have nails for the first time in years, and I don't want to break them yet. So, besides, I need something a little bit different, because now we're going to go on our soapbox. And I will be talking about some of these flavors in a little bit, so you guys can hear about this and the local shop that I'm going to be highlighting today. But as you guys know, for every good piece of news or good piece of legislation that comes out, there's always bad ones. And there's always going to be somebody who's going to try and take that and run with it. And the biggest one that I found this week is this one, which is from WebMD of all things. E-cigarette users often believe devices will help them quit tobacco. WebMD, it's a very long article. It's about 3 pages, but e-cigarette users are much more hopeful that devices will help them quit smoking than the general public is, including people who just smoke traditional tobacco cigarettes, according to a new French survey. Vapers, people who use e-cigarettes, are also much less concerned about how possible toxins in e-cigarette vapors might affect them and those around them, said this Dr. Cordrauld. It's French, I know I butchered it. A doctor of respiratory medicine and thoracic oncology at the Lyon University Cancer Research Institute in France. E-cigarette users appear to have a different view of reality compared to everyone else, and that their reality is elsewhere. So pretty much, we're delusional. Ain't that about a crock of shit? Sorry, I had to. Pretty much it goes on saying that our vapor is harmful. We're delusional because we think that this is actually keeping us from cigarettes. And that, we need to go on actual, like, pills or the patch or the gum and stuff like that because that's safer. I'm sorry. For every good person that I hear about doing, like, fantastic work with being on a vaping, like blowing vape here, 2.5 pack a day smoker now vapes. And then you hear a news story about somebody who bludgeoned their family on having a psychotic break on Chantix. Personally, I'll take this over Chantix any day of the week. Personally. Because at least this way, I know that this is what I'm vaping on and that this is going to work. Because I know this is going to work. I'm 9 months proof that this is going to work. But we are delusional because we think that this works. We don't think this works. We know it works. Yes, it is. It's not, 100% better than smoking at all. But what we're doing is safer than this with 4 chemicals in it is safer than 11,759 chemicals. I will take 4 over 11,000 any day of the week. I mean, personally, I would rather have this over a cigarette any day of the week. I was down visiting my parents, picking up a couple things I forgot there yesterday whenever I went and visited them. My dad's just sitting there puffing on a cigarette, and it's like I've tried convincing him to try. I've had many conversations with him, and one of the flavors I was picked today was Conquest by Jucifer, which is an apricot and marshmallow flavor. My dad just like, they got weird flavor combinations on that stuff, don't they? I'm like, but it keeps me off the cigarettes. And I've been doing it. Yeah, sell it as safer. Is it safer? Well, if you know how to use this properly, yes. If you know how to use this properly, yes. If you know your battery safety, you know your Ohm's law, don't use this 4.9 with a tank, yes, you are being safer. If you talk to an actual vapor, they will tell you that is it better than a cigarette? Yes. But everything has a risk. Everything in life has a risk. But this is safer than a cigarette, plain and simple. I didn't like how they were trying to say that we have a different view of reality and that we were considered delusional. We're not delusional. We're clear thinking adults. We have just found a better way than others. And that's the biggest stink I've got about the whole thing, is that we're better than this. No problem, Twisted. It was good to see you, hun. And take care and go eat, hun. Yes, I would have to agree. No problem, Twisted. I'll have this up on YouTube later today if you wanted to watch some more of it. But yeah, we need to promote that this is safer. It's better for us than a traditional cigarette. I mean, I'm proof that it works. If you actually go to the where it says like I'm proof, you can see so many stories of people who said that I used to smoke and now I don't because it's safer. That's some good stuff right there. And then this one I have mixed views on this one. And I found this from a person. Yes, Fishy's proof. Very, very nice. Yes, Fishy's proof that it saves lives. This one I'm kind of on the fence about, and I'm going to go into detail about this. This is saying that lawmakers are concerned that e-cigarette makers are trying to get the youth to use their products by giving out free samples, producing candy-flavored versions, and through music festivals and youth-oriented program advertising. And that the survey shows that all surveyed companies apparently engage in marketing tactics that appeal to the youth. Non-cigarette brands involved in the survey, for instance, promoted their products via youth-oriented events. And that 7 of the survey companies have TV, radio advertisements, and programs with youth audiences. And 6 have flavors and names that children and teens will likely find appealing, such as Peachy Keen, Cherry Crush, Chocolate Treat, and Grape Mint. They also advertise via social networking sites to promote their products. And e-cigarettes are a candy-flavored addiction which is dangerous to our young people across America. And that the report were released and makes it clear that e-cigarettes have made a concerted effort to market to children. And that we need to make e-cigarettes part of the FDA jurisdiction so that they can prevent the sale and marketing of these products to minors. Okay. Okay. Apple Jacks. Tastes like the cereal. Rapture. Jesus cream. Conquest. It's all about. It's not about how we market. It is about how we market. But the thing is that I don't know if they've actually gone to a vape shop, because if you look at on vape shops, they have like some of them have the door on the front door. Under 18, do not enter, no sales. If you look under 25, we're going to card you. Some of them even have the We Card placards. We have reasons. We already have childproof caps. They're already there. And in the store that I bought this from, Vapor Bank, they keep these behind the counter, back where their inventory is, to keep it off of the table. They do have samples to try it, but you have to have one of them help you with it on their door. If you look under the age of 25, we're going to card you. There are... excuse me. Yes. We have... we don't sell to minors. We have the childproof caps. We have the warning labels. Yes, the warning label on this. Volume, 30 milligram strength, 6 mic per 6 nic. Has the batch number. Warning, keep out of reach of children and pets. Do not drink. Ingredients, nicotine, USP PG, USP VG, and flavoring. Flavor profile, and then it has that. We tell you exactly what's in it, how old you have to be to use it. Now, like this one, for example, from Tasty Juices. 18 plus only. Product may have nicotine, harmful if swallowed. This contains vegetable glycerin, propylene glycol, or flavorings optional nicotine. This one must be 18 to use. Do not ingest. Please transfer it to glass for long-term usage. We know how to self-regulate. We find names that you wouldn't like, or we find names that you would find different. But if you look at the product description and the flavor profile, you'll see that it's different. Yes, we have self-regulated. That's the thing. But with this study saying that we're marketing to minors because of names like PG Keen, Cherry Crush, Chocolate Treat, and Grape Mint. That'd be like saying that 123 Vapor's Trick or Treat is marketing to kids. Yeah, it is a lie. That's all they do have, is the lie that we're marketing to kids. But if they're saying this, but you also see that we're working with the FDA, changing the rebranding the bottles to make it not appealing to the kids. We're willing to work with them, but yet they keep trying to feed the same machine over and over and over. But when you have study after study after study, that is an interesting take on a blow-in vape. Exactly. What do you call Hypnotic or Bloody Mary? What about flavored vodkas? Exactly. There's vodka out there that tastes like whipped cream. I mean, they're like peach and peach. No, I'm gonna poke a finger at myself. I like Smirnoff Ice Peach Bellini. Okay, that makes me think that I'm gonna have peach and alcohol and stuff like that. And that's not marketing to kids. Wedding cake vodka, exactly. Flavored vodka. This is just my personal perception and opinion on this. But see, above me, Ohm-pinionated Vaper. If we have to be under the gun saying we're marketing to kids by the flavor profiles we have, they need to come after the vodka people, the flavored liquor people, and change their flavors, or not put the image of the item, like the cotton candy vodka. Don't put a big ball of cotton candy on the front of the bottle to make people buy it. Welcome back, Tracy. But honestly, if you're gonna bitch about us for our marketing, but if you're gonna put a bottle of vodka and you're gonna put a bottle of cotton candy on there and say cotton candy flavored, and a kid's gonna want to try that, well, we have cotton candy flavored vapes too, but some of us call it cotton candy, and some of us just call it a different name. Personally, I think it's a crock of shit. Because personally, I mean, they're spitting in the wind and they're trying to get Yeah, jerky in like a chew container. Yeah, that's not marketing to kids either. Yes, it is, because kids are going to correlate jerky with tobacco, with like your skull and your longhorn and stuff like that, and then they're going to want to dip maybe. Or the candy cigarettes. Okay, who here remembers the candy cigarettes when we were kids? The sugary looking like candy cigarettes. That wasn't marketing to us as we were kids. I used to eat them also. Yeah, they still sell the candy cigarettes. There's a gas station near my mom and dad's house that has them. 99 cents a package. Used to light yours on fire. But I mean, if you're gonna come after us saying we're marketing to kids, you need to come after everything else that's made marketing to kids. You know, that's pot calling the kettle black. I mean, if you're gonna do one, it's gotta be, you know, across the board, personally. And it is. It's all corrupt, unfortunately. And there's not much we can do. And I've also heard that there's going to be like taxes in Kansas on the bottles of e-liquid. Let me see if I can find the picture here and pull it up. Okay, there's one. Bear with me, folks. I didn't have these two pulled up. I apologize. Okay. Here we go. Kansas legislative tax update. Did you know they want to tax e-liquid 20 cents per milliliter? The example is a 10 ml bottle will have $2 tax added to the price. 15 ml will be $3, 30 ml $6, 50 ml is $10. 100 mils are $20, and 120 mil be a $24 tax added to the price. What do you honestly think about that? That means if you buy a 20 ml bottle of juice, it's gonna wind up costing you $44. Okay, let me blow that up. Okay, bear with me. Let me go over here real quick. Actually, let me go over here. Okay, give me just a second. Is that easier for everybody to read? That is what they are wanting to do in Kansas alone. So if you see a call to action with CASA, go help them. Because that's an added $2 to $24 per bottle of juice. I mean, that's pretty much damning the industry. But yes, that's basically what they're going to be fighting in Kansas alone. And that scares the shit out of me. That, yeah, like you said, blow and vape, that's pretty much almost like a tax on a package of cigarettes. They're trying to lump us in with the cigarettes. So, they're going to try and tax us like the cigarettes. And that harms us a lot because we're not cigarettes. We're vaping. We have liquid in a device. Some of us have liquid that has nicotine in it. Some of us have liquid that is zero nic. But from my understanding is that that's going to be across the board, regardless if it has nicotine in it or not. So that means still, even if you do that, and I would have to agree, it scares me the fact that we're getting lumped with cigarettes whenever we're not cigarettes. That's why I'm scared about it, because we have no reason to be lumped with cigarettes to start with. We have no reason to be. See, I was paying, before I started rolling my own, I was paying $4 a pack. It's okay. But I was paying like $4 a pack, and it got expensive. But if you already pay $15.99 for a bottle of juice, it's gonna be about $20 because you're gonna have your state tax, and then you're gonna have that tax, which is gonna put it either 20 or and above for that. And that's where I have my biggest problem with it, is that it's going to be that extensive. Now, what happened here in Indiana? That was just a straight up being hosed. We got hosed. But it is what it is, and we're going to figure out how to fight it. I would have to agree on that. We are being burned at the stake. We're doing something. We're saving our own lives. We're cutting down on the medicals. Because some of us who vape, you know, we're off. Some of them are, I've heard they're off their, like, insulin. Some are off their, you know, high blood pressure medications. They're losing the money off of that. So they've got to make the money back somehow. So what bothers me is that they're going to try and bring that money back by taxing us to death. Sorry. Hey, Empowered, welcome. Okay. Please, 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 go here and... But I am a big advocate, as you can see down there, for CASA. Please go and join CASA. If you're a member of the vaping militia, join the vaping militia. If you're not, talk to somebody who is in the vaping militia to get started. They're fighting for our vaping rights. The SFATA and the AVA, the American Vaping Association, they're working with the companies to work with us so that way we can actually... Okay, Mike, if you want to drop... Mike Dave, if you want to drop that link, go on ahead. Because that is a good price, and I have seen the Matrix sub-tank, and I have been eyeing it, I'm not gonna lie. It does look like a nice sub-tank, and I believe that one is top fill. But join CASA. They're fighting for your vaping rights. They're fighting to make sure that we can be able to do what we're doing and keep doing it. And just because it happens in one state doesn't mean it's not going to happen in your state. Just because it happens in one place, it's a national issue, not just a state issue. Answer call to actions in other states. Thanks, Vaping Dave. But honestly, we need to join CASA. Answer the calls to action. Help out, because if you have friends or family or you get your juice in that state, you need to be a part of that, to help your brothers and sisters in arms, to work together, so that way we can actually work together. I think they might be Vaping Dave. I've read that one. I think it's either that one or the Zephyrus is a top fill. But $15 for a sub ohm tank is a very good price. Sorry, a reposition here on the chair. I've been eyeing that Matrix as well, and it looks pretty nice too. But I've got a Pro Tank, Mini Pro Tank, 2 Atlantis tanks, a sub tank Nano, a Dark Horse, a Haze, a Doge, Mutation XV3, and the eye candy that I bought today, which was the Bambino. As soon as I find where I put that blasted little box. There it is. Well, crap on a... Oh, it's right in front of me. I got this today. Oh, I would hate taking 8 tanks apart too. I hate taking these apart. But this is the deck for the Bambino. As you can see, I was gonna start building on it. Thing is, I gotta figure out the proper way to build on this. But the holes are pretty good size, so. I only have it sitting on my 4.9 because that's what I usually build on my RDAs on. It doesn't have a battery in it or anything like that. It just you know, it's there so that way I have something tall enough so that way I can build with. But we're getting burned at the stake, plain and simple. So, you guys want to hear about a good juice company? You guys want something positive for a change instead of being raked over? What do you think about the SmokeTech TCT with a tank control specifically for sub-ohms? I have heard about that. I have heard about that tank. I have not researched it fully yet, but that does appeal to me. But I've also seen that the Smoke VCT A1 coils, you can turn the coils so that way you can adjust your juice flow on the coils. And I think SmokeTech is taking a good lead on that by making it so if you don't want to be having a tank who has a juice hog, I mean, I think that would be a good plan. You just ordered the EVIC VT. Now see, that looks interesting too, considering it's a better version of the EVIC, but it's also got temperature control on it. I think the next tank I want to try is the Arctic, only because that way I could try and vape it at a little bit higher wattage and see what all the razzmatazz is about. But I mean, it seems like every day or every week there's always a new tank out or a new mod. And unfortunately, you have the Arctic, no match for the Heracles. vaping in Arctic now. I like it. Okay. Because that's when I was looking at wanting to get and try. Yeah, I think this 2015 at my local vape shop. We were talking about this yesterday. 2015 has become the year of the sub tanks because first we had the Atlantis V1. Kangaroo made their sub tank, and now you've got the Matrix high voltage, the high voltage Matrix, the regular high voltage, the Joytech Delta 2, the VCT, the TCT, the iSub, the Heracles, the Atlantis V2. This has been a major year in sub-ohm tanks. Oh, and the Arctic as well. I'm probably sure I'm missing one or two. Usually happens, but it's been a year of sub-tanks. Sub-tanks, and I think towards the end of last year, the box mods really took a jump up there. Because now we've got the staples, the Sigelli, the IPVs, we've got the Smoke X Pros, the iSticks, the unregulated box mods like the Angel mods. There's a new one called the Athena 2, which is a 60 watt that holds a 26650 battery. I mean, the box mods are blowing up. And it seems like a new day, there's a new box modder out there, or there's a new box on the market, just like there's a new sub tank on the market. I'm getting to where I'm becoming somebody that I've always had the mentality, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Granted, I've got a Dark Horse and a Haze over here. I've tried them. They're not bad. I just want to find something that makes me happy. Right now it's my Doge V2. Granted, it's looking horrible. War for wear, war torn, all to hell. But it's become my workhorse RDA. It's been the one that I've done. There's only one thing bad about the Athena 2s, which is the 60 watts, and that is that they're anodized on the top, but not the bottom. So where you put your tank on there, you run the risk of pulling everything off because it's not anodized on both sides, and it can run the risk of, getting messy. But there's just so much out there that you can't keep up. But if you have a case of shiny-itis and you got the Pokemon mentality that you gotta get it all, by all means, it works. Okay. Don't forget to visit go over and give Tasty Juices some love. Just remember, if you use the code IRISHRED, you get 10% off of your order. And I've heard from Damien over there at Tasty Juices, whenever they get 1,000 likes on their Facebook page, they're going to do a massive 24-hour sale. And also, don't forget about Eat Juice Girl and You have an Arctic, Heracles, and Extended Atlantis all on ice stick, 50 watts on my desk, all loaded with 3 milligram 70-30 mix. There's noticeable difference in each. All require different power levels. Run Atlantis at 22, Heracles at 30, Arctic at about 38. Well, that is interesting. I tend to flavor chase a lot, so I have different flavors in each one of the tanks that we have, and we keep the sub-tank I keep my nano full of the vape fatigue juice, so that way I can vape it, so I don't, whenever I start getting vapors fatigue, that I can be able to, you know, vape it for a while, get over my vape fatigue, and then go back to a different flavor. I have seen that Fastech tends to have that stuff, and I know that GearBest has the SX Mini clone up for pre-order, and Fastech has the SX Mini clone also up. But no one has been able to discern if it has the chip in it, or if it's just going to be a straight regular mod, or if it's actually going to have the temperature controlled. Now I know on GearBest they've got the pre-order for both colors. Yeah, I'm waiting as well, because that looks like a nifty, neat little mod. But I'm waiting to find out what kind of chip is in it. Now, I'm curious about the EVIC, but I still have my Sigelli 150 watt. That's like my workhorse. That's my daily. Whenever this is down, I've got my Pravari, or I've got my SVD 1.0. Or I've even got my mechanical, which is my Fuhattan, that I can just throw the Addy on and just be done with it. But it helps having different stuff. What watts do I vape at? For my Atlantis, I vape that at about 25, 26 on my Sigelli. Same way with the sub tanks. That's where I found like the most optimal vape for myself. Now when it comes to the RDAs, I go between 30 and 50. So that way I've got you know, I get that warmer vape, because for some reason for the RDAs I like it a little bit warmer. So I go for a higher build, for a higher wattage on my builds. Who would like a giveaway? I've rambled on for over an hour, and I have one giveaway, and that is for Juice Girl. And who would be interested in a giveaway from Juice Girl? Okay. I've got Tracy. Can either Cinnamon, Tracy, or Mike Dave give me a number between 1 and 5? Or somebody give me a number between... Okay, Tracy, 4. Okay, let's roll 4 randoms. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't say who it is, but... And I need to know if this person's going to take it or not. Now you have to have not won Juice Girl in the past 30 days on any of the other networks. I know she's got to be paying attention because she gave a number. And you're listening, okay? Do you want it? Have you had this before? Yes. No, you haven't, and yes, you want it. Alright, okay, Cinnamon. I need you to go over here to E-Juice, girl. I need you to pick out a bottle of juice that you want in 30 ml. It all comes in 70/30, but if you need max VG, I need you to specify on the winner's form to, you know, fill out the winner's form, all the pertinent information. And if you need max VG, just let me know. But if all of her stuff comes mixed normally in 70/30. And you know, we like you post a picture of your win. You know the drill. And now we're gonna go, hey, segue. We're gonna review here. Okay. I am gonna be reviewing Jucifer and the local B&M that has this line, which is Vapor Bank. And Vapor Bank, if you're not familiar with Indiana, or you live near Evansville, Indiana, or Terre Haute, Indiana, they are a very good local B&M for you. And you go in there, it's a laid back, it's kind of the one that I frequent, or I infrequently frequent, let's put it that way. It's kind of like it has that Cheers vibe. Like you recognize the same people over and over and over. You may not remember their names all the time, but you see the same people in there all the time. But you're always able to strum up a conversation with them. And you know, you're able to go in there and you can ask questions. And you're not like talked down. And if there's something that they know that you don't, you're able to learn. If there's something you know that they don't. It's great. You can learn a lot by just going and having a conversation with someone at your local B&M. Now, the two that I've been vaping on today is from their new 666 line. Is this one right here. And this one is vanilla custard cream. Let's see if I can. It's vanilla custard cream. And this one's from the Four Horsemen line, and this one is Conquest, which is an apricot and marshmallow. And my husband's like favorite from Jucifer is actually Famine, which is a peanut butter banana fudge flavor. You may think, God, that doesn't sound good. It actually peanut butter chocolate fudge, sorry, and it actually is very, very good. It's not something I would vape, but I'm not a big chocolate fan. I don't really do a whole lot of chocolate, but this is the vanilla custard cream. Sorry. Now, you know, normally with custards, you have to let them steep for a while because a custard doesn't normally get full-bodied and flavorful. This one is great right out of the gate, and it's got the full-bodied flavor right out the gate. And this is a Doge RDA, 28 watts. As you can see, I've almost wrecked out my batteries. But it's 28 watts, a solid ohm build. When you inhale, you get the vanilla. You get the vanilla on the inhale. When you exhale, you really get the vanilla working with the custard and the cream flavor. I mean, it's amazing. But it's just so well crafted, because normally a custard, it doesn't get full bodied until it steeps. Sometimes 3 weeks, sometimes a month, sometimes 3 months. This one is a hot right out of the gate. and I really do enjoy this. It's a very, very good flavorful custard vape. Trust me, it's very, very well. And then we have Conquest, which is from their Four Horsemen line, and it's an apricot and marshmallow. Take off the cap. Go over here. Drip a little. Okay. Same 28 watts, still the same 1 ohm build. You can really taste the apricot, and I'm not normally a fruity person. I'm not normally a fruity vape person, but this is, it tastes like a fresh apricot with some marshmallow in it, but it's not like a yucky apricot. It's actually a very, very good apricot. The other flavor that I've tried is from the 6 line. This one is a milk and honey based. I vaped this one yesterday after I got home, and I implore you, if you need a different one that's completely different just completely off the grid different, I would say this milk and honey is amazing. So the Yep RDA is actually really good. That sounds very interesting. But I say if you need a good here, let me pull up the link here. I'll drop the link here for you guys, so that way you guys can go and check out this juice. It's normally $21.99. It's a little bit pricier, but the quality is bar none amazing. And I enjoy all of this. I haven't tried all of them yet. I haven't tried the 7 Deadly Sins line yet, but I have all 3 of them in the 666 line, and I have Conquest and Famine and the 4 Horsemen. I haven't tried Death or War yet, but they have a lot of amazing flavors. And also over at Vapor Bank, they've got High Density, the Big Tobacco, the Luca Liquid, the Ninja E-Liquid, Alchemist Theory, Halo, Lux, and Pink Spot. I tried the Lux E-Liquid, and their Bam Bam is an amazing Fruity Pebble flavor. So they've really got, it's a really, really good Fruity Pebbles flavor. The people over there at Vapor Bank have, and the lines they carry are very, very, very well done, very well made. The atmosphere is really good in there. You can find out a lot of stuff if you just go in there, talk to them, get to know them. They can be able to help you figure out stuff. They run sales. They're just a really great company to go into. But I do really greatly enjoy all of them. So with that being said, I still have 45 minutes. And I don't know what to talk about. Oh, okay. I won a sub box off of Kangertech, and if it gets here this week, I will be able to review that for you. But next week, I can guarantee that I will have a review of 123 Vapors. I won off of a show here on the channel, and I also won, I purchased some SNS mods. And Mike, Dave, if you're still here, or Cinnamon, can you guys drop the SNS mods link for me? I don't have it pulled up. SNS mods right now, if you make an order, you can get a free 20 mil, and that is actually You put in the comment section your flavor, your nick level, your ratio, and you make an order. You can get that. That's what I do know that they are doing right now. And I mean, if they didn't want to get their name out there, they wouldn't be doing this. And if they didn't know that their product was good, they wouldn't be doing this either. But let me see what we got here.
Do you think you're making all the right financial decisions? I certainly didn't. My friends didn't either. My name is Alexa.
But there's the SNS mods link.
LearnBest provides unlimited access to content, tools, and advice.
Exactly. I mean, ordering online is a convenience, but you can learn a lot from people.
Make progress on your money.
And if they know their stuff and they're a good local place, shop local. Be able to help out the locals. What in the crap is this? Oh, we have a shaving commercial on. Okay. Well, I'm gonna cut it short today only because I wasn't able to get this show together as much as I would have liked to. So I'll have more content next week. I'll be able to talk a little bit more about a lot of stuff. I think the juice prices may crash, especially with the taxation. They may end up not being able to have the business like they normally do. But I want to appreciate all of you guys for hanging around, listening to me rant and rave. And I appreciate all of you guys showing up, coming out. And like I always say, keep calm and vape on.